Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Chelsea Godfather channel. It's the Chelsea Godfather reporting back to duty. Please subscribe to my channel for regular Chelsea updates. We're on our way to 2,000 subs. Your support is much appreciated. Let's jump right in. Osimhen to Chelsea update. Latest news. Latest news is there was a bid. Obviously, I'm sure you guys must have heard about that from Saudi club Al Ali, in the amount of around 70 million euros. Well, Osimhen's agent pretty much reacted. Today he came out and pretty much all but rejected any option, any Saudi Arabia option for Osimhen. So he's saying that Osimhen, number one, he's done at Napoli, but number two, that his next club is going to be in Europe. He's not going to Saudi. There's no any dreams of any club, Napoli, of any fantasy of Napoli offloading him to Saudi for some in exchange for a profit, whatever his words were. That's not going to happen. So we're kind of almost like we're back to square one, which is Osimhen, guy. You only have really a handful of options right now, and we're talking about Chelsea, PSG, and possibly Arsenal FC. That's it. I mean, I have had Osimhen, whether it's Osimhen fans or Napoli fans, angry Napoli fans, making weird comments on my videos, talking about fake news, lies, this, that, and the other. Well, let's talk about the actual truth. The truth is, number one, Osimhen is done at Napoli. He's done. He's not in Conte's plans, right? It's just like Raheem Sterling being done. Does he have a contract? Yes. Raheem has a $325,000 a week contract, but he's done at Chelsea, and that's the same situation with Osimhen. He has a viable contract, 11 million euros net per year for at least the next 2 years, I believe, and he's pretty much done. So he's either going to he's either going to ride out and earn his millions as a reserve player playing training with kids, right? Or he's going to make a move to another club, and his agent has clearly said that he's not going to the Middle East. So clearly, in terms of Europe, let's talk about the number one option that has already reached an agreement with him, and that is PSG. PSG has reached an agreement. They reached an agreement weeks ago, if not about a month ago. Probably is over a month ago that they reached an agreement with Osimhen and his agent, with regards to Osimhen's wage demands. But PSG could not come anywhere near Napoli's asking price for the transfer fee. Now, who knows whether, right, with a reduced transfer fee, whether PSG will be open to opening interest and negotiations. And I believe, and my understanding is, one of their strikers is injured and out for another 2 to 3 months. So I mean, that might open up a possibility, right? So, but that remains to be seen. Then option two, right? Let me just go ahead and talk about the option two, Arsenal. Let's just talk about Arsenal for a minute here. Arsenal has Jesus. Arsenal has Kai Havertz, right? Not saying that they have no need for Osimhen because listen, if you're going for the title, and Arsenal is definitely going for the title, having come up short, painfully the last 2 straight years to the same team against the same city. So but the question is Arsenal ready to meet his demands and also pay the cash? Remember, it's cash is a cash deal for these clubs. This is the same deal. It's the same situation that basically pretty much all but killed the PSG deal, and it's about the same obstacle that Arsenal might have because it's going to pretty much. The reason I talk about it is with regards to option number three, which is Chelsea, right? With Chelsea, we've pretty much done a deal with Napoli. We gave them the player that their manager has desired, and we did the deal at a reasonable figure. So just understanding how these things work now, it's not a swap deal, right? It's not a swap deal. It's quote unquote separate deals. But we Chelsea fans, we've seen these multiple player deals done on multiple occasions this summer alone, whereby one deal got done and we got the other deal. We sold one guy and we got our guy. Let me say it again. We sold one guy and somehow we still ended up with our guy, the guy we wanted. Even the Joao Felix deal, we sold we sold Gallagher, and ultimately we say, you know what, Omar Dion is not the guy we want. We thought we wanted him, but no, who we actually want is Felix, and we canceled the Omar Dion deal and got Felix. The point is, you do one deal, then you do, you can still get the next deal. Now, of course, you're going to say, well, the Gallagher deal is different because both of the deals pretty much got done at the same time, and that is true. That's true, but there's still some level of goodwill that is inherent, is built in, right, inherently in the Lukaku deal. And what that means is, with regards to the transfer fee aspect of the Osimhen deal, that should not be a roadblock for Chelsea. And so that then gets us to the actual roadblock, which is Osimhen's wage demands, right? That's the roadblock for Chelsea's Osimhen's wage demand, and that's why, guys, as Fabrizio Romano has severally reported, it's going to boil down to the last 48 hours. The last 48 to 24 hours, that's when I see some serious movement happening. And so that's probably going to be sometime around Thursday or Friday is when something is going to move from regards to Chelsea's final push to try and see if we can get Osimhen across the finish line. And that's just my take. If you guys want to call it fake news, be my guest, and thanks for commenting and feeding my algorithm. So let's move on to the next news. The next news is Jadon Sancho to Chelsea from Man U. And I'm sure you guys are thinking exactly what I thought when I first heard this. I was like, what's the purpose of this possible move, right? I mean, where is he going to play? I mean, Sancho, where are you going to play, dude? I mean, on the right wing, we have Felix, we have Pedro, and we still have the much maligned Mikhailo Mudryk. So, right, unless you're going to play as some kind of false nine, but even there, we still have Palmer. Jackson is pretty much a false nine at this point in time, and Felix can play a false nine. We still have Nkunku. We still have Nkunku. So Sancho, where are you going to fit in? The reality is, we don't need Sancho. We have no like real need for Sancho. Now the only way I can make sense of this is if you go back to um, Maresca's comment when he was told that he had 42 players. Maresca responded that by saying that as far as he's concerned, he only has 21 players, and just keep it. 21 is the crucial number because your first team squad, I ideally should be somewhere around 23 23 players, 23 and no more than 24. So two sets of first 11s and a third goalie. That that will give you a 23 man list, but then maybe you just carry one extra player just in case. Will be 24. And he says that he has 21. So let's say if our number his number is 23, then there's room for two more players. There's room for two more players, and so that's where that room comes in. Then the other consideration is the fact that Raheem, right? We still have Sterling on the books. Sterling has threatened. He said, "Listen, I'm not going to go anywhere without you all paying me off." And he still has 3 years left on a contract that pays him £325,000 per week. That's just too much money. I was doing the math. Even if let's say he moves to some average club, I won't say average, some top 10 club that pays him 150,000 per week over the next 3 years, right? We would have to basically compensate him. It adds up to 23 million pounds worth of extra wages just to cover the shortfall, right, over 3 years. So if let's say for him to agree to move at 150, we would have to cut him a check for 23 mil to basically quote unquote settle him, and that's basically the situation where Chelsea is in now. I'm not saying that Chelsea is going to cut him a 20 plus million pound check, but those are the kind of numbers that is likely going to take somewhere in that ballpark to reasonably convince Sterling to move on a permanent, and I just don't see that happening. What I see that is most likely real could be the possibility of Raheem going out on loan, and still at that Chelsea will have to pay probably about half of his wages. So it's almost like it's the same deal, but we just it's like little baby bites to settle him, and just hope that if we kick the can down the road one more year, hopefully by summer next year, we'll be able to offload him. And so that's the way I see it. Obviously, we still have Chilwell that's on the books. There's been some mention of possibly packaging Chilwell plus Raheem over to Man U in order to obtain Jadon Sanchez coming the other Jadon Sancho coming the other way to Chelsea. Guys, I just don't see that. I mean, that's just too massive a deal. Two big money players. It's just I don't see that happening. So that's my take for now. My take is I don't. It's going to be hard to do the Jadon, and also Sancho also earns, I believe, somewhere around £300,000 per week, something crazy. So I mean, this deal is just unless Sancho has to, first of all, agree to take a massive wage cut, almost in the same way that João Felix took a wage cut to come to Chelsea. He has to agree on that, and then Chelsea then has to find a way to reach a settlement, right, with Sterling, and that's even assuming that Man U even has so it's just so many ifs. I don't see that happening. I see the possibility of a loan there. The same with Chilwell might be a little easier to move. His wages are still high, but more somewhat within reason. Chilwell can be easier to move, but even with Chilwell, there's little interest so far. That's all I have for today's news. How do you all feel about the possibilities of the moves for Osimhen, for Jadon, Sancho, and possibly Raheem and Chilwell going out to other clubs? Leave your comments below. Take care. God bless you guys. Peace.